Hello guys, welcome to yet another Banter Blitz. I'm really happy that at these dramatic times you find an opportunity to play and learn chess. On the other hand, what can be better than just playing some games, some Blitz games, and learn something new probably. Olaf says all okay, just immediately giving me a hint about the quality of the stream. Very nice. I hope it won't change during this session. So let's just get straight to our typical stuff. So I'm going to search for challenges from people I've never ever played before, and then at some point we'll just come back to playing one by one. So let me see what's going on here. All right, so Ryan Shach, we have not played before, so I'll accept that challenge. And we're playing with white pieces. All right, let's go. E4. Probably Ruy Lopez, but I'm not sure. Cobra also says that stream is good. Well, Cobra, we haven't played for ages, I think. So we'll definitely play today. Let's check this one. Just Ruy Lopez exchange for now. F6, all right. Main line of the Ruy Lopez exchanged, I mean. So now Black usually plays c5 with the pawn. And then White has a choice between knight b3 and knight e2. I usually play knight e2, but maybe in this game we will try knight to b3. We'll see. Yeah, let's try knight to b3. It's kind of the main line, but I prefer knight to e2 because from there the knight controls f4 square, so that's preparing bishop to f4 move, even if Black plays something like bishop to d6. Okay, but here bishop to d6 is not considered the best move because of this knight to a5. Stopping light squared bishop from being developed and head into c4 square. That's why bishop d6 is not good. So instead, Black usually plays something like bishop to d7 or bishop g4, f3, and then bishop e6. And then if knight a5, then it's possible to play b6. Not being afraid of this knight to c4. Now the thing is, if bishop goes away, and I think Black should go away somewhere, because bishop is under attack, then I play bishop f4 and c7 is hard to protect. What after knight a5, b5, then c4, fixing the weakness on c5, and then just bishop e3, knight d2, and knight to b3 with a slight advantage. Okay. Bishop e5. So I think simple knight takes c5 should do. Now I think rook to d5 should win a pawn. Question is, do I really need that pawn? On the other hand, why not? Let's try it. Yeah, so answering the question about b5. So b5 is the main move. Obviously, it's better than b6, but thereafter, simple c4, white should be still better. Yeah, let's keep on developing pieces. c6, controlling d5. So my rook can be trapped potentially, but not right now. So let's see, how can we play here? f4, f5 looks great, but again, my rook is quite awkward there. So let's just maneuver it to slightly more, flexible position, so to say. It takes time, of course, but I think we can take this time. So rook g3, then rook to d3, something like that, right? Just keeping everything under control. Having extra material, trying to convert it. So rook d8 doesn't create a threat, and I think we have a good possibility here to simplify the things a bit. So I believe this exchange will be good, because opponent's bishop is kind of doing nothing here, and this knight is potentially annoying, attacking something in our camp. So exchanges are good for the side which has extra material. Oh, let's just grab that knight. Pawn structure is damaged now, even more. Okay, so should we control the D file? Well, why not? Or maybe we don't need it. I don't know. Let's see. So this rook to D2 looks a bit annoying. So I'd like to exchange at least one pair of rooks here. And then another rook to D1. And if bishop goes to C4, we just take on D4. And if C takes D4, that pawn is pinned, so we have time to play B3, I believe. Okay. And in this case, I think we can just protect. No, B4 is coming. So to B4, there will be a problem with what? With the pawn on A2, potentially E4 is not handing because the rook is pinned. So I guess this move can solve our problems. Just B3, controlling C4, preventing bishop to C4. And if B4, then knight simply goes to, I have no idea, A4, let's say. And everything should be fine. Maybe it's not so simple. No, it should be. So B4, knight A4, and after rook D3, we just take with the rook, not with the pawn. After rook D3, CD3, it's absolutely winning position. Here, let's just take with the rook as well. I believe this exchange is good for us. So the rest is simple. We should just centralize our king, F4 or F3. Let's play F3. We can always play F4 a bit later. So I don't like making, you know, this loose pawn moves in endgame stage. I prefer just having flexibility. And now just D4, obviously. Controlling the center, controlling space, this C4 is a weakness that we can use. Now we just play D5. Now C4 is even more vulnerable. Very simple object of attack. All right, so now how to attack it. The easiest is just to play knight to D1 and then knight to B2, right? Should do it. Draw? No. No draws here, my friend. Just this move now. Bishop B5 will create a threat of C3, so probably here we should play this move to stop it. And now just A4. Let's say, do we need it? I'm not sure. No, either way, it's just waiting for white here. All right, this move doesn't create a threat at all. So knight C4. 2 extra pawns now. Probably 3 because if this move, then it's completely lost. All right, just king and pawn ending being, I don't know, a queen down. So, yeah, that's correct. B5 was a move instead of B6. So B5 is better, but then it weakens a lot, and white can just play C4. Just like in classic games, fixing the pawn on C5, which is now weak because black no longer have a chance to play B6. And then everything is simple. Bishop goes to E3, this knight goes to D2, then to B3, attacking that weakness. So it already creates additional weaknesses. So black already has a problem with these doubled pawns, and bishop D6 helps white in the sense of, you know, just forcing another weaknesses. So instead of doing that, black should play either bishop D7, so that if knight A5, then just castling, or bishop to G4, which is considered the main line after F3, bishop to E6. So after knight to A5, B6 is possible, white achieves nothing. Problem knight says, but white's knight on A5 also looks a bit odd after C4. It's just fine there. Blockading everything and controlling C6 square, so it can be activated after that. It's okay there. So let us continue. Let us continue. Decline the challenge from non-premium user. Just in order to, you know, avoid making a mistake. I used to make a lot when I was younger in the sense of streaming. And it feels like we have challenges almost all of the challenges coming from people I've played before already, but here is the guy from United States, imminent loss for you. I'll accept that challenge because other challenges are coming from people I've already played. So, according to our rules, first 3 games are played against guys I've never played before. This should be taken. All right. What do we have here? We have queens in the defense for now, but if white plays main g3 move, then it will be close Catalan, because I usually play close Catalan. And here we have a hybrid variation, so called. So bishop g5 leads to main line of the hybrid. Yes. Let's see, bishop b7. This way. Yeah, let's just grab there. Now what? g5 and knight e4 makes sense to me. Just a slight transposition, still the main line. And I'm not sure that white usually plays a3, so if instead of a3, white plays e3, which is the main move, and then black plays g5 and knight to e4, then in many cases, black just takes on c3 without, this a3 move, so white can save a tempo. Here, yeah, it's a different story now. e3. All right, 97. Yeah, so definitely position from the main line, but with the extra tempo for black. So there's pawn on a3. Normally, in this position, white already has a pawn on d5 in the main line. Here it's not the case. And this castling short should be super dangerous, no? Just h5 now. What's going on there? Huh? Or queen f6. Queen f6 also looks terrific to me. I have no idea. Or maybe just queen e7. Let's just play queen e7 and castle long. I think our attack there on the queen side, on the king side, sorry, should be quite good. Quite promising. So why didn't I play h5? Because after that h4 is possible, or maybe just h3 is good for me because I played g4, but h4, I was not sure that I get anything there right away. So now after queen e7, if I play h5, let's imagine it's my turn to move. If I play h5 and white plays h4, I can take on h4 and then play queen to g7, and I will just start the attack along the g file. With a queen on d8 and a similar line, of course, my queen is kind of misplaced. That is at least the point behind my maneuvering here. So now, can I just play h5? Knight takes e4, f takes e4, bishop takes e4, bishop e4, queen e4. No, I'm just a pawn down there. White has enough time. So what can we do? We can bring another knight to f6. We can also just take on g3 and castle. Let's just do it. Damaging the pawn structure a bit. And I expected f takes g3. Now it's really simple for me to organize the attack. That is exactly what I'm going to do here. Just h5, h4. Almost automatic movement here. Okay, that was expected. I wanted to play this move. Probably I could have played knight f6 one move ago. There are so many different options, actually. It's hard to say which one is better. This position also looks good to me. The g file is open. I have a simple plan. Just doubling or tripling our rook. Heavy pieces. Rooks and queens. Queen and rooks. And on the g file, and then just trying to break through. Maybe h4, h3 will be added in the nearest future. Something like that. Straightforward, yet efficient, I guess. Yeah, our bishop is a bit bad after this e4, but who knows, maybe it will be freed at some point. All right, a4, white also starts the attack. Should be careful here. I think it's a good moment to bring the rook to the g file, so castling is too slow to me. So let's first create some threats on the g file, and then we'll see what to do. It will be not so simple. Yeah, rook e1, preparing bishop to f1, I believe. What should be our attack here? What should it look like? Just h4 and h3, something like that comes to my mind. All right. So this bishop f1 is probably not correct. I would have tried king to f1, trying to run away. Now I think I have, yeah, just should be just an easy win after h takes g2. Aha, this way. Didn't expect that because of simple queen to g7. And it's over. How to prevent queen g2. There is no move. Knight h4, just f3 wins. Or queen g4, or queen g5, whatever. So any move that comes to your mind after knight h4 should be a good one, I think. I have no idea which one to choose. Let's try queen g5, let's see. I don't see anything against this decision. Yeah, it's over. It's over now. I didn't castle in this game, but was not needed. So maybe I will. And a few moves. I don't know. We'll see, but a5 is coming, so most likely I'm not going to castle here. I'll just keep my king in the center. It's safer. All right. Okay, so a3 is not the right move. Instead, white either plays queen c2 here or rook to c1. Those are main moves. And then after g4, g5, bishop g3, knight to e4, e3, takes, d6, bishop to d3, f5. We have the same position, but as you can see, instead of playing a3, white made useful moves, and now d5 is possible, for example. That's the main line. In which case, black plays knight to d7, because taking on d5 is too risky because of knight d4. Then white can think of taking on e6, but then knight c5 is again not so pleasant. As far as I remember, this is the main line with more or less balanced ending, although white has 2 extra pawns at the moment, but black easily regains this one on e6, and white has damaged pawn structure, so it's really hard for white to think of playing for a win. All right. Yeah. So let's continue. Oh, that was huge. Let's continue. Let's see. Do we have someone else I've never ever played before? So it feels like there is almost everyone against whom I played at least one game. But there are actually, well, there is one opponent I've never played before. Crookie 1974. So let's accept. And after this game, we're going to play one by one. Just as usual. And what do we have here? Ruy Lopez. Yes, Ruy Lopez. But now I'm playing with black. So one of these openings, I'm happy to play with both colors. Because it's so great. So deep. You never know what to expect. This is the way I usually play it with white. So how to react here? Yeah, let's play this move here. A takes b5. I'm not sure it's a good idea. It can be playable. Now the question is how to take with the queen or with the bishop. Let's say if I take with the queen, there is knight to c3, b4, knight can go to d5, and then c7 is under attack, which is annoying, although it's not the end of the world, so we can take on d5 in that case. I think it's safer just to take with the bishop here. I don't see a big problem. Oh, knight to e2, not to d5. I'm more used to maneuver the knight towards d5 in these lines. Alright, it's also possible. So let's just castle. Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. The position looks fine for me. Let's just play this move. Question from an old friend, Andrey Ostrovskiy. When will you have GM title? You already should have it. No, I'm not doing much chess for myself. So even if I earn this title at some point, I guess it will be not in the nearest future for sure. Oh my God, there is a drama happening right now between my kids. I don't know what's going on there, but it sounds like, you know, massive. It was something really important. Knight to a5. Oh, what to do now? Bishop f6 probably is safe, I would say. Bishop c5 is probably a bit better in the sense of the position of the bishop, but right now, since the knight is on f5, I think I should care. And yeah, it feels like it's better to have the bishop on f6. What to do now? What is next? Let's try this move. Let's see what is going to do with that bishop. By the way, there is an interesting idea of just playing b3 if bishop goes to a2. Just grabbing the bishop, probably. Controlling light squares after that, making the pawn structure a bit more vulnerable than it is at the moment. Actually, right now it's not vulnerable at all. So only after b3 there are some weaknesses. But obviously, if bishop doesn't move, I will just grab it and damage the pawn structure for free. Yeah, so I think bishop a2 should be played somehow. And now I wanted to try this move. I mean, I understand this may be not correct, but for now, I like this development. So I like how this position looks. And yeah, I have some targets. Maybe queen d5 was a better option, but first of all, I want to make sure this knight doesn't cause a problem. I want to get rid of it, and d4 is kind of strange to me because I have this move, which is forcing knight to h4. No, because knight on f5 is heading, and the one on f3 as well. Looks like a great position for black now. Or something very close to a great position. What? Knight on b4 is under pressure. God damn it, but smart. But I have a feeling there should be something. I mean, I can't believe. What? Very smart. Queen e1. Look, if I take on f3, queen takes b4, attacking my knight on a5, then I can take on g2, but the rook goes away. Knight can go back to c6, but it's not exactly what I want to get here. But maybe it's fine. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's the best in this position. I don't see anything else, to be honest. If I take on f5, then queen takes b4, and I cannot take that knight because my pawn is pinned. And knight on a5 is still in danger. If I play knight to d3 now, then queen a5 is possible. What else? Knight back to c6 or rook b8 and e4 can be captured. I have a feeling that I'm missing something simple here, but now let's just take there. Nice stuff. Yeah, queen b4. It's really cool. Now to take on g2 or just to play knight c6 immediately. Well, let's start with this move. Attacking the queen and the pawn on d4. Queen a4. Every move is kind of, you know, a bit surprising to me. All right. Now just g6 or something. d5. But I can take it, right? I suppose. No, 29 seconds, that's the thing. All right. Yeah, it's really bad. Position is probably better for black, but yeah, Prom Knight says correctly, too slow. Now I'm in a big danger. It's just, you know, 28 seconds. So bishop is pinned for now, which is good. The knight on h6 is also sort of stuck. But this all can change at any moment. Right here, I will just play this move. Attacking the bishop. Rook was already protected. So what I'm trying to do here is just to unpin my pieces somehow. Maybe queen d6 was the wrong decision, I don't know. We will see. Depends on what white is doing next. Come on. Yeah, there is a huge risk to lose it on time. Simple as that. Uncomfortable. Give me just a bit more time, please. It's not the case, of course. Oh, bishop takes a8 was possible. Which is probably the best move. What's going on here? One more check. Knight d3, attacking the queen and the rook. Just taking queen now. All right, I won the game, but I was really lucky here that yeah, my opponent started blundering stuff at the end. By the way, when I played knight to e5, it was absolutely a valid option just to grab my bishop. I don't know, my opponent probably didn't notice that, so I wanted to play c6 here, kind of creating a sort of knight to f3, but it looks like a trick. I'm not sure that's it's really good for black, right? And queen e1 was so great. I mean, yeah, very nice moment. Yeah, thanks for this game. That was really interesting. In general, I believe that instead of taking on b5 there after a4, white should try immediate knight to c3 move followed by knight to d5. If you go to the database, you will find the game between me as white against Daniel Naroditsky that finished in a draw, but I had absolutely winning position at some point. So it continued like knight to a5, I guess. which was a correct move. And after knight takes e7, I played with white. My opponent, Andrey Ostrovskiy, played knight to b3, which is a terrible mistake. So I don't remember what I played exactly here, but yeah, I think I played the right move, knight to f5. Yeah, it's over, but somehow I missed the win there. So the point is, after knight to a1, there is just knight to g7, check, and then after king to f8 or something, there is just knight back to f5 with the idea of bishop h6 already. So that knight is not going to survive this fight. So it will be there till the end of the game, and black's position is just a mess here. Yeah, of course, knight to b3 is not needed. So after queen e7, position is more or less balanced, but for some time, white is slightly better because of pair of bishops here at least. But should be balanced, of course. I guess it's interesting. So, one by one, Cobra is next. Accept. Give me white pieces, please. Yeah, here we go. e4. d6, d4. And g6, h4. Aggressive chess. At least an attempt of playing aggressive chess. Yeah. Okay, this gives me what? g5 square. Let's head to that great position. Bishop goes to g4. What if I play this strange move, queen to d3 with the idea of queen b5 check? At the same time, I'm pinning my knight and trying to do actually this stuff. So I really like the position of my knight on g5. Now bishop on g4 is a bit strange. Can be an object of attack for my pawns very soon. And there is a threat of something like queen b3 attacking f7 and b7 simultaneously. So black is already under some pressure. Not sure that knight c6 was correct. Maybe bishop takes f3 should have been played. I don't know. Now I think this move deserves serious attention. Queen is rid of queen f7, which cannot be ignored, I believe. Question: do you plan to become grandmaster one day, or you will just play for fun? Maybe one day I will become a grandmaster, I don't know. For now, I don't see a chance for me to pursue this goal because I'm really busy with the day-to-day job, and yeah, I have 2 small kids. It's hard to, you know, train for myself, and it's hard to, go somewhere to play tournaments. I'm not talking about this current situation with the coronavirus, but in general, even without coronavirus, without quarantine and stuff, it's really hard to play somewhere. So, it's not the plan for the nearest future. Although I have one norm, if you're interested. So one norm is already there, but it's not that simple. So I have to make this norm 2 times more and have the rating of 2500s. Okay, now the bishop is trapped, right? Just f3. And if knight e4, then queen a4 check, forcing the knight back to c6, and then I can simply grab that bishop, and I'm not in a rush even. All right. So it's over for black now in this game. So after bishop g4 and queen to d3, I think bishop takes f3 should have been played. Just being consistent. So you have played bishop g4 to get rid of that knight. You should have captured that knight. I'm not saying that after that white is not better. I guess white is. But white is not immediately winning like here. All right. Queen a4 check. And yeah, I can take the bishop. Can start with, I have no idea, bishop to b5. I think good development move, right? Attacking the knight. And now I can take on g4. 2 pawns for a minor piece, I understand, but I don't think it's enough anyway. Knight takes there, that's just castle. Attacking f7. I guess knight e5 will be played. No? Really? Giving me this? I'll take it. I'll take it. Bishop d4 is not even possible because of queen takes d4. Knight d4, bishop d7, king d8, knight e6. No, knight e6 doesn't work there. But it will be anyway enough for me. Yeah, it would be nice to finish the game with a checkmate, but who cares? Alright, taken there. I don't know. Knight to c3. Extra queen now for just a rook. It's definitely not enough, and this square was controlled. Yeah. So, just a tragedy here for Cobra in this game. So as I said, after queen d3, just grab my knight on f3. And that's it. And in general, I think instead of playing h5, it's slightly better just to react with the h6 here. And if h5, then g5, and this position is far from being clear. Alright, so in my opinion, it's a better way to play it. But if you still want to play something like that, then probably you can just ignore this knight f3, just keep on developing pieces like bishop there. If knight goes to g5, at least you have knight h6 here, so you can play in a style of, you know, modern defense, just a6, b5, this sort of stuff. Okay, so prom night, accept. This is gonna be fight now, and I'm happy I have white pieces. So, continuing with our theoretic dispute from the previous game, I guess. Alright, let's just grab the queen. Let's just play f4. I think we should kind of have a slight advantage here, at least. Now e5, bishop to c5 check, and goes away, and that goes to d5, right? But we don't need that, so we'll just keep on developing pieces here, I think. Starts looking like a position from the classic game Capablanca against Janowski. So at least this pawn structure is better for white. So it's not pleasant for black to play something like this at all. Now what? Just d4 followed by e5, or simply doubling rooks along the d file. Oh, sorry, f file. Taking on d6 is not what I want to do. d4 looks very tempting here. Let's try d4. Artur Nawrowski says Janowski was a Polish player. Janowski was a great player to start with. Just a legend of those times. So, what's going on? My opponent is thinking. And f6 now. Yeah. I have a feeling that even if white has something here, it's not that much. Just like always in Real Opus Exchange, to be honest. What can we try here is just to play rook e1 and e5, or maybe e5 right away. F takes c5, d takes c5, bishop to c5 check, king to h1, castling, knight to e4, or maybe e6. Nah, I think I'm not ready for it. What else can be done here? Maybe d4 was just too early. I defined the pawn structure immediately, and it's probably not what I wanted to do, in fact. Yeah. Don't really like my position right now. Let's just take that bishop. This definitely improves the pawn structure, that's the problem here. But we have some holes to attack. I believe White's position can be still slightly better. At least we have a bit more space, right? The only thing is that our e4 pawn can be vulnerable, can be an object of attack. There's a nice comment, by the way. When you had the beard on you, you were about 3100 ratings, and maybe that's the reason of current situation. Well, actually, I've had that beard like several hours ago, so no, it's definitely not. The main reason why my rating is so much lower than my highest one on this platform. But to be honest, I'm doing quite well on other platforms at the moment. For example, on Lead Chess. Yeah, I've reached my highest rating several days ago. So for some reason on Lead Chess, it's really hard to get something more than 2600s usually for me. And several days ago I had like 2785 or something like this, so almost 2800s. But then yeah, played several stupid games, and now I am at 2730 or something. It's no longer the highest, my highest rating, but yeah. Anyway, quite good. Yeah, on Chess24 I'm just not playing regularly anymore. So I'm just playing during my Banter Blitz shows. And it's just enough to make a draw against, for example, 1700s. And yeah, it's over. I mean, the rating is lost completely. But objectively speaking, of course, I'm far away from my best shape. So yeah, that's probably the main reason why I no longer have 3100s. All right. D5. Didn't see that move at all. So all right, I think I have to protect it like this. E5 was also interesting, but I'm not sure it was good. Sorry, I achieved absolutely nothing in this game. But a d4, rook e4, and if there is a mass exchange on e4, I think I will be slightly better in this ending anyway, because opponent's pawns look kind of accessible now. So there's b7 especially. All right, b6. So now what is my next target? Hard to say, but I have to centralize my pieces here. King f5. I expected f5 immediately with a pawn. Let's just keep the king closer. We should be still better here with white. The question is it really a lot or not? Let's try to maneuver. Where do we go though? Like, let's put the knight here to start with. Go into the center. Going slightly back. b6 is hanging. And I wanted to try, what did I wanted to try here? Something like that. What is the right move now? Just king f4 quickly. Aha. Okay. And check. And we can protect the pawn now. And the knight is almost trapped. Look at this. Can probably just trap it for real. Yeah. That's right. The night is over. It's the end of the night. All right. Okay. Yeah. Again, I was quite lucky. I think black equalized at some point. And then I just outplayed my opponent. I think after this g3 move, king f5 was quite strong. I didn't see what to do here. So I wanted to capture on f4, but now after g takes f4, I didn't quite see what's next for me. Something like knight e4. Okay, but felt like black could play so many different things here. Maybe I'm just missing something easy. I'm not sure. Knight e1 in this position, but maybe it was not so simple. But it feels like, yeah, black could have played it much better. And here, instead of playing king f5, I believe immediate f5 was stronger, just controlling stuff right away. And after something like knight to d6, I'm not attacking anything, so king just easily gets to e6 and stuff. All right, Artur Navrov. Oh, what? That was accidental. I wanted to play Ostrovskiy, but I'm playing pawn holder. So for some reason the list jumped a bit, but I think everyone is satisfied with this choice anyway. Pawn holder is an amazing opponent, so it will be hard for me to play, of course, taking into account my current shape, but let's try our best. Let's try our best. Always a pleasure to play against pawn holder. Castling. Classic direction of Nimzo Indian defense, but now bishop f4, something new to me, honestly. I don't know this move. Let's just make something that looks sensible. Tempo development of the knight, and then again something that I usually play here, just preparation of the e5 move. Now let's go e5. So it feels like what is just spending time, honestly. Usually the bishop is on g5 immediately, and here it is not. So can we use it? What if we take on c3 now, queen c3 and then e4? Can this be an option? And if b takes c3, then okay. White has a damaged pawn structure. So bishop c3, queen c3, e4, bishop f6, g takes f6. Maybe I'm stupid, but it looks okay for black. So bc3 is forced. Now if we play e4, there is bishop takes f6, e takes d3, bishop takes e7, d takes c2, bishop takes f8, and white is a exchange up. So probably we should just start with this move to make sure that we don't lose a pawn after bishop h7, and then we'll see. Maybe we will play rook to e8. I really like this pawn structure because our knights now have some perspectives. We have some targets now. So, let's see. Of course, white has pair of bishops now. That's a problem. All right, check. I think I have to go to h8. And now that, what's the idea? The idea is just to, force my king to the corner. Kind of nice stuff. But white no longer has pair of bishops. This is a good sign for us. Should I immediately attack this c4 pawn somehow? Or it's better for us to regroup? So what is this threat? Maybe white is thinking of taking on c6. I definitely want my knight on the board, having this pawn structure. On the other hand, there may be some serious pressure against my b7. Bishop e6 also comes to mind. Let's try this straightforward move, just attacking c4. Does it give us something? I have no idea. And probably it's not the best choice. But let's see. I mean, white also has to make a decision now what to do with the pawn to start with. I think bishop c6, bc6 is okay for black. Black is just controlling the light squares. The pawn structure is more or less balanced. In that case, the bishop should be slightly better than that knight, I believe, having no real strong points. So, let's see. Okay, that's interesting. All right, it's queen e4. Probably underestimated this jump. So now what? Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying for sure. Yeah. Correct. Very bad. Very bad, actually. So, e5 is under pressure. It's not a big deal, but still quite unpleasant. Really want to deal with that queen. What to do? Bishop f5? I think I have to play some like rook e8 here. But then what? Queen takes c6, e4, knight d4. Looks good for white. Looks just good for white. God damn it. Yeah. Whew. We need some counterplay like right now, but I don't think we're getting something here. And h4 may be super annoying here as well as simple castling, let's say. Yeah. Somehow my pieces were not coordinated correctly exactly at this moment, so that white is just getting this strong initiative against my pawns. White is starting the attack first. That's the problem. I have a feeling that literally any move now will be good for white. For example, just castling why not? Okay. So now what? Okay. Yeah, I have to play much faster now. Otherwise, I'm just losing on time. This way. And f6 is not possible. God. Oh, dear. Okay. This is strong. This is goddamn strong. I have to play this now. Super strong. Yeah. Very nice. Very clean game by pawn holder here. It's absolutely lost for black now. Yeah. Just resigning. Okay. So what to say here? Made a serious mistake somewhere. Maybe already this was a mistake. So, you know, instead of playing e4, well, okay, e5 could have been absolutely nice. Because it's like, you know, one of the main lines, but with extra tempo. But here maybe this bishop c3 was not the best to start with. But it didn't feel like, you know, a bad position for black. Yeah, probably bishop e6 was not a correct decision. So instead I should have played something like, well, I don't know, maybe queen d6 here, intending to play queen to c5. I considered that move, but, you know, I didn't feel like my position is so bad after bishop e6. So here, for example, I can play something like that, it's fine. So maybe something like rook to d1 instead, in which case I have queen to c5 attacking c4, and it feels like I have enough time now to complete my development. Yeah, and f5 and stuff. Yeah. All right, thanks for the game. Let's play the next one. Andrey Ostrovskiy. Accept. Yeah. Hard loss. It was. Okay. Opponent was very strong, after all. Sergei Rachmaninov suggested knight to a5. I also considered that move, but I was not happy about queen a4 move immediately after that. Just attacking it. So yeah, you can play queen a6, but then e5 drops. I was not sure. Maybe it was a good move. I have no idea. So here, what do we have? We have the okay, bishop d3 was probably a good move. Now we have an improved version of one of the lines in Rubinstein's system, I think. So bishop on e2 is quite passive. Well, it doesn't make white's position that bad. But queen takes c3 is a bit strange to me. So queen is under attack. Now we can play f5. We can probably just take on d2. White will no longer have pair of bishops, but I like my knight on e4, so I'll just keep on supporting it, maybe increasing some pressure on the king side potentially. Bishop there. Now kind of looks very tempting to take on d2, to be honest. Because if queen takes, I can take on f3, damaging the pawn structure. The other question, if I'm really going to do that, I have no idea. Maybe we'll increase the pressure in the center first, kind of saying that, okay, maybe I'll take on f3, then on d4, and you will have some weaknesses there. Maybe, again, this will force white to do something passive here. Oh, no. White is playing quite active chess now. All right. I want to try this. Now this. It's going to be okay for us because that bishop is quite bad, for now at least. So we should have some play, and the pawn structure is better for black. Yeah, looks interesting. b5, probably. Or d5. No, d5 weakens a lot. I think b5 should be okay. Oh dear, I didn't even look at that move. Wow, just missing things here, but yeah, fortunately I'm fine. After this, for example, rook g7, queen g7, again, didn't look there at all. Queen f4. Okay, I have this tempo move. Should be annoying, right? Knight takes c5 now, c4 most likely drops already. Yeah, this position is already very good for black. Okay. bc4 just opening the b file. We have a queen on f6 targeting that pawn on b2. What we want to play here is probably just to play rook b8, and then knight jumps somewhere and b2 is ours. Another way to proceed here is just to play c3. So after bishop b2 no longer controlling c2, c3 starts looking very tempting. There is just a direct threat of playing c2, which will probably destroy white's king's shelter completely. So either white takes on c3 or I take on b2. In both cases, very weak position, very vulnerable position of white's king. Let's see. Rook b8, rook takes c3. It's not clear to me. So let's just maybe knight g6. Is it something? No. Let's just grab a pawn. I know that this b2 will not be captured, but okay, we're having two extra pawns now. And yeah, a much better position anyway. What to do now? How to convert it though? If knight f7, then bishop c4, right? It's not necessarily that simple position to convert. Maybe we should relocate our queen somehow, something like queen e6, and then after queen d4, again, something like queen to b3, then queen d5, rook d5. That should be a convertible advantage. All right, let's try it. So I don't see perspectives for my queen on this diagonal for now, so I'm just trying to find a better place for it. This move, mysterious. Rook c1, king b2. And for some reason, white is still holding, but the king becomes absolutely exposed. Maybe we should try it. Like rook c1, king b2, queen to c8. Can this be something for us? No, I guess queen c8 is too much, so probably we'll just get back with the rook. Let's say here, with the idea of rook b6. And then get in somewhere with our heavy pieces, I don't know. We're still a pawn up. Everything is under control. Yeah, and I think after rook b6, white will have very bad times. Bishop b5, not necessarily a good move. Bringing the knight, and now knight c4 should win, right? Or a6. I think a6 is correct. If queen d4, then a takes b5, and if queen b6, knight c4 check, and takes the queen on b6. So we're winning here, but it was not simple. Usually all the games against Arthur are kind of more or less predictable, but here till the very end it was quite hard. Okay, how come that I have lost twice? Yeah, probably Arthur played very good chess in those two games, or maybe they were four, maybe they were draws, I don't remember. Yeah, so here I think I equalized pretty easily, and yeah, I didn't get what I actually wanted. So in this particular case, I suppose king b1 was correct move, just preventing all this play based on b5 or d5, so basically all the play based on the pinned c4 pawn. And here I wanted to try something like that, but I'm not sure it was that great. So after something like this, yeah, pawn structure looks a bit better, but if I take with the pawn, let's say there is bishop f5, so it's definitely not good for me. If I take with the knight, then after bishop e2, again, position is unclear because of queen d5 comments. Maybe e5 was not even a move there. And in general, the whole idea was probably not that great for black. So I believe the king b1 position remains quite interesting to play. So once I got this b5 play, I think white's position was already quite bad. All right. Next game, except I hope white pieces, no. Black pieces again. Oh, God damn it. I'm tired of playing with black pieces, guys. Bishop c4, knight f6. I haven't played knight f6 for like 10 years, I guess. Maybe it's worth trying, I don't know. So it's one of the lines of the Italian, quite good for bishop b6 is the main move. I don't remember I played bishop e7 against Martin Kravtsev, my fellow mate, a good grandmaster from Ukraine. I was really close to winning the game with black. Back to 2014 or 15, I don't remember exactly. When was it played? Okay. Bishop d7 is kind of forced here. Knight to b4 or something. Can this be a good idea? Because the exchange of light square bishops here, I think it's good for black. Black wants to control. Light square is better. And that is what's happening here. I guess knight d3 now. Just wins, no? That was a serious blunder. Maybe it doesn't win, but it's really close to. Really close to winning. So queen e2 was a move after knight b4. What? I can grab the rook, right? On h1. So I'll take this first. Knight takes c3 was the best. No? Queen d7, king d7, king f2. No. Alright, and now I'll grab there. Or maybe I'm just overestimating stuff, but... Okay, let's see. This knight is not going anywhere. That's true, so we can take it at any moment. Our knight can be trapped. I think it's a good time to run away. To secure extra minor piece. Yeah. Okay. This is a harsh game. But probably where... Yeah, actually. Get in a good position after all. So extra material is always good. So bishop is under attack. Knight will be captured next move, most likely. Knight on e4 is kind of a bit vulnerable, but we always have f7, f5, right, supporting it. I have just noticed that if, for example, I play something like rook e1, yeah, we can take on e3 and then knight to g5. And in this position, if, for example, white attacks the knight, we have f5, right, just protecting it. Maybe not the best thing. But it should be still absolutely acceptable. Correct? Maybe not. I don't know. Position is still not so simple. So maybe g5 should be played right now to avoid all the problems altogether. Just attacking the bishop first. Forcing it to most likely c1. And then taking the knight. So our knight on e4 is kind of safe for some time. Just enough time to regroup, I believe. Yeah, and in this case, I'm just grabbing it immediately, of course. And then grabbing on the a8. Yeah, it's lost now for white. Let's centralize the knight. Also blockading d4. And let's just convert the extra minor piece. Da, 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 da. Okay, so just fighting for some space right now. At some point we'll get to attack opponent's weaknesses. We need some regrouping. Our knight is not doing much on d5, right? Let's just protect a5 and the bishop on c5, although it was not hanging. And now we need this regrouping, so something like this move. followed by knight to c6 or knight to g6. Knight to c6 is probably good enough. Controlling everything and grabbing e5 pawn. Yep. Okay, so interesting game, but yeah, queen to b3 was a blunder. So now after knight d3, black should be better, but I'm not sure. I think position was more or less balanced after queen e2. In which case I wanted just to take on c3 and then come back to c6 later, trying to get to c4. So I'm controlling light squares. Now after the exchange of light square bishops, I believe that my dark square bishop is slightly better than that one on c1, because it's just not limited with own pawns, but white has more space, so I believe that position should be just balanced in this case. Okay. Continuing with the game, the next one is Zurin77, except also a good old opponent. We have played a lot of games, I think, like 13 for now. And it is one of these rare games when I play with white. I think almost always I'm playing with black against this guy. Okay, let's see. E4. Zurin, come on. Yeah. So what do we have here? A lurking defense. That's nice. That's interesting. Which line? All right, this one. Very nice one. With a g6. If played correctly, black is not at risk at all, in my opinion. Oh, e6 immediately. That is something new to me. So knight to b6 is probably the main line. e6 here should be not so good. Let's say just bishop g5. Dark squares are quite bad, right? Positionally, it should be not good. It's close to the main line, yeah, I know. But in the main line, white kind of plays knight to g5, then yeah, it's a different position. I have a feeling that it should be good for white and not for black, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. I'm just doing everything to support my e5 for now. All right, let's just go to that one. Then at some point, queen f4 with the relocation, the king side, I guess. So closer to the king at least. So let's see. h4, h5 is kind of coming as well. So yeah, positionally, white's position is quite promising. Instead of playing e6, the main line goes knight to b6 with the tempo, and then bishop g7. That's the thing. So now I guess white should be just better. Okay. Let's take that one. And take him with the pawn. Right. Again, a bit surprising. Maybe it makes sense. I don't know. Let's just keep on attacking. Just h4, h5. Should be great. But black still has some, yeah, defending resources, obviously. What should we play now? So many different things here. Let's try to provoke our opponent a bit. Not paying attention, so that's what I wanted to get here. I think this is going to be good for me. Even better than before, so my knight should be better in this case. Pawn structure is damaged. And we have some ideas like knight to b3, just trying to set up dark squared blockade. Most likely we'll start with the b4 move. So if bishop goes to d7, there's e6 stuff. Also interesting thing to consider. Maybe it doesn't work immediately as we want it to work, but can be very annoying. All right, and in this case, I'll be happy to put my queen on f6. It's not about giving a check, it's just about controlling dark squares. That's what I wanted to do. And now knight to c5. Kind of very hard to prevent. Maybe it's not so dangerous for black though, but still. Rook to e8. Okay. Let's bring the knight there. Yeah, should be positioned with a stable positional advantage for white. Now it's important not to lose e5 pawn, I think, and that's why I'm going just to play f4. Centralize my queen. Oh, sorry, king. Yeah, it's already late, I think. Centralize my king. Yeah, I mean, I could have played it better, but it's also not so bad. This is probably too impulsive and not the best move, because now I have a direct access to what? To c6, correct? What about this? Bad technique, Andrey. Ah, it's not that bad actually, as usual. That's fine. Yeah, instead of playing b3, I think I could have played rook to b1 with the idea of b4. Probably, I'm not sure. Maybe the whole idea of bringing the knight to c5 was, but not so promising. I don't know. I'll just play g3 right now to make our rook free, and then we'll just maneuver the rook to h1 and maybe to h8. Another plan is just to double rook still on the c file. I mean, it should be hard for black to play here. I can do g4, maybe played at some point, by the way. Provoking f5, then getting back to f3 and kind of having protected passer on e5. Okay, black played f5 himself. I think it's a huge mistake. Now this pawn is kind of forever here. Well, let's just play king e3, maybe to d4 then. Yeah, it's a very good position. Now we can play rook h2 and rook h1, another plan. Position is very rich for different options for white. I think it's lost for black now. Strategically and tactically, like whatever you want. Black's rooks are just too passive. That's the thing. And white's rooks are quite good, much better coordinated, and white's rooks have something concrete to attack, while black's rooks are doing nothing here, except for passive stuff. But this move is kind of, you know, a good try. Maybe kind of showing me that this king e3 was a bit too early. All right, let's come back. The good idea will be just to occupy the h file and then come back to e3 square. So it's fine to go back and forth sometimes. It's not a big deal in the ending of this sort. I mean, because we're not in a rush. Okay, now g4 is no longer possible for black to occupy with the king, which is exactly what I wanted to get here. And now, yeah, black's position is being lost. Now everything drops. Just everything here. Pawn by pawn. Just collecting stuff. Okay. So at the very beginning, yeah, e6. Maybe it's playable. I mean, I'm not going to say that, well, this move just spoiled everything. But as far as I remember, the main line goes knight to b6, bishop to b3, bishop to g7, knight to g5, e6. As you can see, there is e5 under pressure, and bishop is still on the board. I play something like that. Queen goes to e7, knight there, d takes e5, bishop goes to g5, queen to b4. Everything is forced. Oh, that's fine. So knight f6, or bishop f6. I don't remember. Takes there. Takes there. Doesn't take there. I don't remember. After knight f6, probably king f8 is possible. Yeah, king f8 is just okay. Black has extra pawn now, and so I think this move is the right one. Then takes there, castling. Queen takes e5, queen takes e5, d takes e5. This ending, which is arising here by force, and it's more or less equal, I guess. Okay. So, guys, thanks a lot for being with me this time. Oh, sorry, I just deactivated the board, but we're almost finished for this time. This coming Saturday, there will be a rescheduled training Tuesday, sorry for actually you know, canceling at the last moment this Tuesday. So most likely next week will be free of rescheduling. So we'll have, you know, training Tuesday and Banter Blitz just according to normal schedule. We'll see. Anyway, it's hard to plan anything for a long time right now. This crazy coronavirus and stuff. So let's just try to be, you know, in touch. Let's try to stay safe and healthy and do our best in this yeah, complicated times. All right, I wish you all the best, guys, and see you soon, I hope. Bye bye.